Bienvenue! Oh, it's Saturday. You're here and it's Saturday, and I could not be more pleased about either of those things. Come out with me. I'm in the garden this morning, which is exactly where Saturday belongs. On a weekday, the garden is something you pass through on the way to something else. But Saturday, if you have any luck at all, the garden is the destination. It rained last night and everything is still slightly wet. Come and look at this. The rosemary is almost too much right now. Just standing there being pungent and perfect in a way that makes you feel slightly unworthy of it. And there's a rose near the back wall that has opened overnight, all at once, just the way June roses do, like it couldn't wait another minute. I've already been out twice to look at it. I'm not sorry. We're talking about farmers market mornings today, the particular pleasure of the early Saturday errand that isn't really an errand. The kind of outing that takes you somewhere unhurried and beautiful and sends you home with better things than you left with. Flowers you didn't plan on, strawberries that taste like strawberries used to taste, a jar of something you absolutely don't need. I have a great deal to say about this, so come and walk with me. There is something I want to encourage you to do, possibly this very morning. Go somewhere with a farmer's market or a weekend market. Even if you've been there before, even if you've been meaning to go for months and haven't, just go, without a list. That's the specific instruction, without a list, because the market is not for efficient shopping. The market is for the opposite of that. It's for looking at things and letting them suggest themselves to you. It's for finding out what's good this week rather than knowing in advance what you intend to buy. It's for the discovery that someone is selling bunches of sweet peas for £2, and that £2 is obviously the correct thing to spend this Saturday. If you can't get to the market this morning, the spirit of the thing can be transplanted. Go to a grocery shop and take slightly longer than you normally would. Stand in front of the flowers, look at what's seasonal, buy one thing you didn't come in for, a bunch of herbs, a piece of fruit you haven't had in a while, a small treat that costs almost nothing. The point is not the purchasing. The point is the permission to move slowly through a space and let it tell you things. That's harder than it sounds on a normal day. Saturday is the best day to practice. A quick word, because you're here, and that tells me you understand what it is to love the seasons. On Wednesdays, I'm in the atelier, and one of the things I love to do there is design patterns with my daughter, Gwen. She came to art with so much joy that it became something we make together. Ladybirds and folk florals, pastel botanicals, warm linen textures, things that belong in beautiful rooms. The shop is called Gwen's Gardenias, named for her because she's the heart of it. Fabric and wallpaper is on Spoonflower, and finished goods, pillows, tea towels, bags, backpacks on Redbubble. The links are in the show notes. If you find it something you love there, truly it would mean the world if you would just grab it. Right, let's carry on. I've been wanting to share this since yesterday. I keep it somewhere I can find it quickly because I need it regularly, which I think tells you everything about what kind of line it is. Walt Whitman, Leaves of Grass, 1855. The poem, Song of Myself. One line, and it's enough. I believe a leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars. A leaf of grass, the journey work of the stars. I find that line almost unbearably generous. Whitman is saying the smallest ordinary thing you can hold in your hand, a single blade of grass, the most unremarkable thing in the world, is equal in its making to all of astronomy. It required the same staggering improbability, the same sequence of impossible events, the same universe. I think about that at the farmer's market. The person who grew the strawberries, the weeks of weather that made them what they are this particular June, the very specific soil and the very specific light, and the fact that you happen to be there on that particular Saturday. There is something genuinely remarkable about ordinary, beautiful things. And I think the market is one of the best places to feel that without having to explain it. Here, come up the steps and into the ballroom. Come through for a few minutes. I've put something on. It's outdoor music, folk music, the kind that sounds like early morning. Just take a moment and let the music do what it does. Perfect. That's exactly the right way to feel about Saturday. Come on, let's head into the nursery. I want to tell you about a morning. It was a Saturday in early June, a few years ago now, and I had nowhere I had to be until lunchtime, which is a condition I don't experience very often, and which I had decided that particular morning to take seriously. I went to the market in the town about 20 minutes from us. I've been going there for years, and I know all the stalls, and I still cannot predict what I'll find on any given week, which is part of why I keep going. That morning, there were peonies, late ones, deep pink, slightly past their peak, but not yet past it. Just at the exact moment when they're almost too much, but somehow not quite. I bought 2 bunches, which was more than I needed, and I am not sorry. I also bought a lemonade from the van at the corner, and I walked around with it, and I spent approximately 40 minutes looking at things I didn't buy. A particularly beautiful jar of dark honey, a hat I tried on and put back, a wooden spoon that was exactly right but not a thing I required. And then I walked back to the car with my peonies and my empty lemonade cup, and I drove home. It was one of the best mornings I can remember in recent years, and nothing happened. I bought some flowers. I think about that when I try to explain what a bucket list is really for. It's not the big things, it's the small things that you keep almost doing and then don't. The morning you almost go to the market, but don't because you have other things to do. Go to the market. Buy the peonies. Walk with me. I want to take you through the whole thing because there's an art to a good market morning, and I've been refining it for years, and I'm ready to share the method. First, go early. Not aggressively early. You don't need to be the first person through the gate, but early enough that the bread is still warm and the flower buckets are full and the person at the cheese stall has the time to let you try 3 things. Early enough that the light is still doing something beautiful. Second, bring a bag that's nicer than a plastic carrier bag. This sounds like a small thing, and it is a small thing, but it changes the whole feeling of the morning. A woven bag, a canvas tote, a basket if you have one. The contents go in differently. You feel like someone who came with intention. Third, buy something for someone else, not expensively. A jar of jam, a small bunch of flowers, a loaf of bread, something that will tell them that you were thinking of them. This is one of the simplest ways I know to make an ordinary Saturday errand feel like something a little more than an errand. Fourth, and this is the most important one, have no plan for when you get home. Don't have somewhere to be by 11. The market morning that has to end by 10:30 is not a real market morning. Give it the whole morning. Let the lemonade last. Let yourself look at things you're not going to buy. That's where the best part happens. As for what to buy, whatever is most alive right now, whatever the person selling is most proud of, ask them what's good this week. They'll tell you, and they will be right. A moment, because while you're here, I want to introduce you to something I love. You're all here because you love the seasons. You love the rhythm of a house that changes with the light and the feeling that ordinary days can hold something beautiful in them. And I genuinely think that some of you are going to fall in love with this. There's a book that I'd like you to know about. It's called Daughter of Water, the first in a fantasy series called the Verdalian Chronicles. It follows a young woman named Heidi who discovers that what she thought was ordinary about herself is anything but. The magic in it is tied to the natural world, to the seasons, to the elements, to the kind of beauty that lives in things that grow and change. It's clean and lyrical with a slow-burning love story that has real patience in it. My husband Samuel and I wrote it together over a period of years. It found a few kind audiences along the way. It's an NIEA finalist and a reader's favorite 5-star. And it also has the Indie Brag Medallion, so I'm quietly proud of it. You will find it at damps.com, that's DAMPTS.com, and on Amazon in ebook and paperback format, and the links are down in the show notes. It's a world I love, and I would be so glad if it found its way to you. Now, where were we? There was a letter this week from someone who writes to me, I have a list of things I want to do, small things, lovely things, but I never do them. I keep waiting for the right conditions or more time or someone to do them with. How do you actually make yourself do the lovely things? Oh, I know this feeling so well. The list of lovely things that lives perpetually in the future. The market morning that keeps being next Saturday. The walk that requires better weather. The restaurant you've been meaning to try for 2 years. I want to say something gently. I don't think the problem is motivation. I think the problem is that lovely things feel optional. They sit at the bottom of the list underneath the things that feel urgent. And they never float to the top because nothing bad happens when you skip them. You can skip the market morning indefinitely and nothing breaks. But something does accumulate. Not urgently, not quietly. The sense that your actual life, the pleasurable, sensory, beautiful part of it, keeps being deferred. And one day you notice that you have been very productive and very responsible, and you've not done a single thing you actually wanted to do in quite some time. So here's my only suggestion. Pick one thing from your list, not the grandest one, the smallest one, and do it this weekend. Not because conditions are perfect. Conditions will never be perfect. Do it because you've been not doing it long enough, and the doing of it costs almost nothing, and the having done it will be very nice. Go to the market. Go alone if you have to. It's better alone sometimes. You can take as long as you want and buy the hat. The rose by the back wall is still doing what it was doing this morning, still more open than I expected. The herbs are still extraordinary. The garden in early June is a great deal of very ordinary beauty, which is my preferred kind. I hope your Saturday has somewhere to go, even if it's just somewhere small and near and lovely. Something with fresh air in it, something you didn't strictly need to do. Come back tomorrow. I'll be in the morning room. Until then, take good care of yourself.